Greetings, my fellow gamers, and welcome back to the Naval Warfare Podcast. Season 6 of Ranked Battles is upon us again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness gracious, Ranked Battles. That lovely R word, huh? It really brings out the anger, salt, tears, and pain in people. Ranked Battles was a concept designed of, how good are you? If you think you're good at random battles, then let's see how you are in the competitive arena. And there's a lot of blood in the competitive arena, isn't there? The competitive scene of World of Warships is filled with anger and rage, but it just comes with the territory. It's actually normal for people to be extremely pissed off. I see it a lot in other competitive games such as Overwatch. Oh my goodness gracious, the salt in Overwatch is just... I can't even begin to describe how salty people are in Overwatch. I am salty in Overwatch. Everyone that plays Overwatch gets salty. But what does this have to do with World of Warships, though? Well, take a typical random battle. There is always going to be guaranteed one person who's going to be salty. It could be you, it could be me, it could be Joe and Joe Schmo down the street, it could be Sally Joe over there. Somebody is going to get pissed off at something. Whether it's your camo scheme, you're not wearing the correct camo scheme for your ship, or you launch your torpedoes a certain way, or you capture the flag a different way than everybody else does, or you sink the person's ship that they were shooting at. Somebody is going to rage at you for something. Now you take that salt and you multiply that by 1,000. And that's what you get in ranked battles. And it's hilarious, yet scary at the same time. Because when you get into the competitive scene in World of Warships, you tend to have players who think that they're Lord Admiral Horatio Nelson. Back in my World of Tanks days, I used to be part of a clan. Yeah, I know, clans, what are they? I used to be part of a clan, and our clan leader decided to make it his ambition every single match for the entire team to lemmying to one spot on the map. And all of us to die one by one. And it's kind of like that in World of Warships, except on a much larger scale. Instead of having a couple of 100 tons of tank running towards you and dying one by one, you have several 1,000-ton ships sailing towards you and getting hit by torpedoes. But that's the nature of the beast, isn't it, in ranked battles? And I can't even talk today. What the hell is going on? But in ranked battles, though, there are several new awards. You know, you achieve rank 1, you get the USS Black. But it's funny, if you look at the USS Black, it's got the number 666. Oh my god, it's the mark of the beast! Actually, no, it's not. It's actually 616. Little history for you. But the USS Black, from what I could tell, is a destroyer. And I'm sure I just pointed out the Captain Obvious point of the ship, but it looks interesting. How do you acquire this beautiful looking ship? You gotta reach rank 1 in 5 consecutive ranked battles. Excuse me? Okay. In my previous seasons of ranked battles, I've always hovered between 13 and rank 9. 13 and rank 9. I have never been able to break out of rank 9 for various reasons. Generally because, well, I get stuck with teammates that don't really appreciate what they're doing. I know it sounds terrible, but I tend to get stuck with teammates who don't really know what they're doing. And it sounds terrible, I know, but it's the truth. I'm not saying if you're terrible at ranked battles, don't play. That's not even what I'm saying. If you want to play ranked battles, play ranked battles. Once I reached rank 9, I was like, you know what, why don't I just play for the awards? Why don't I just get the free stuff? And don't even bother trying to get to rank 1. If I get to rank 1, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And that mentality has kind of worked. And it's kind of in the mindset for my grind to tier 10. Because as it stands right now, I have the Yamato, Montana, and Grosser Kurfürst. 3 tier 10 battleships. And I've been contemplating on my next tier 10, and I spent a couple of days going, well, what should I do? Should I get the Des Moines? Should I get the Zao? Should I get the Hindenburg? Should I get the Moskva? Should I get the Minotaur? Should I get the Shimakaze? Should I get the Russian tier 10? Should I get the German tier 10 destroyer? Should I get the Gearing? Should I get the Midway? Or should I get the Hakuryu? And I looked at the ships for a little while, and I said, you know what? There's not a lot of aircraft carrier captains out there. So why don't I join them? Join the Sky Cancer, as they are politely called. Sky Cancer. Oh man, it's funny how when pissed off, it's funny when new words are made up by pissed off people, aren't they? But why have I chosen to go down the aircraft carrier line? Well, it's fun. I like RTSs. I think the Japanese aircraft carrier line is interesting. I love the Japanese aircraft carrier line. With the exception of one ship. The Tier 7, the Hiryu. Not the ship itself, not the planes, but the opponents that she fights. Not the Ranger, but the other ship. The Saipan. Oh my god, I hate the Saipan. And I don't hate the ship, I don't hate the torpedo bombers. It's those Tier 9 fighters that I hated the most. Because my Shikaku captain is almost fully spec'd out. I've got the dogfighting expert. I've got air superiority. I'm working towards to get the short range for the torpedo bombers, where it decreases the range of the torpedoes but makes them go faster, and the reload time, where it decreases the reload time of your torpedo bombers. And then that's it. I'll have a fully spec'd out captain ready to go. And when I was fighting the Saipan normally has 3 fighters. 3 fighters per squadron for a total of 6 fighters. If you were to get yourself the air superiority, you would have a total of 8. 4 planes per squadron. If you run the assault loadout on the Saipan, you would get yourself 3 fighter squadrons, with 9 fighters each, or of 12 fighters. I almost forgot how to count. Oops. But anyways, you would get 12 fighters per squadron. Now, what does the Ranger get? The Ranger has 12 fighters in squadrons of 2. If you were to choose the assault loadout, I believe you get 3 fighters. I am not 100% sure on that, because the highest I've made it on the American aircraft carrier line is Tier 6 at the Independence. So I have no idea about the Rangers fighters. But the Hiryu gets 8 fighters per squadron. If you were to get the air superiority loadout, you would get, the air superiority commander skill. You would get a total of 10 fighters, 5 fighters per squadron. And of course you get 5 dive bombers too. Now, one could easily say, well, you could just strafe them. And of course you could strafe them, and strafing actually works. But I found an evil, dirty little trick to deal with Saipans. It involves luring, you take your dive bombers, right? Lure the fighters in with your dive bombers. Lure them over an allied ship, a battleship, or a cruiser, especially a cruiser. If you could time this right with a cruiser, get its defensive fire ability up and running, you could strafe them, and the enemy's and your allies' defensive fire will shred those tier 9s like it's going out of style. And the tactic worked, surprisingly. But there have been some times where I thought, well, why don't I just try to carrier snipe them? And then I thought about it. And I thought about it really hard. Carrier sniping, it's really not gentlemanlike. It's kind of frowned upon. But you gotta do what you gotta do to win a battle, am I right? Now, there have been points where I have carrier sniped in the past. I kind of enjoyed it, I kind of didn't. It was a bit of a mixed bag. But people tend to get very salty when you carrier snipe them, especially if they're not even an aircraft carrier and they see their carrier get carrier sniped. Now, how can you prevent carrier sniping? Well, just keep your fighters around. Scout areas, keep a good eye out. If you haven't seen the enemy's torpedo or dive bombers, that means they're coming in. Either the player is AFK, or is playing defensively with his bombers, or he's coming in for a strike. Make sure you get that aircraft carrier moving. And above all, please strafe those planes. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten into battles and forgot, oh my god, why did I not strafe them? And I'm kicking myself in the foot because of it. So, that is all the time I have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy your rank battles. I hope you make it to rank 1. and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one and stay safe out there.